Hey guys, it's Brenton from Brain and Nerd here. In this video, I'll look at Predestination's new trade route feature and briefly describe some ongoing work with UI that we've been doing this month. So in this example, I've just got the technology to colonize barren planets, but I can't produce food on them. So this is a perfect example of where you might want to set up a trade route. So if I go into my homeworld, what I've done is I've just set it up so that it has extra farms. So I'm producing an extra 10,000 food per turn that I don't need. And I'm just going to send that out to all the planets that need it. So I'll show you an example of a planet that needs it. This ice world I've just colonized. Right now I can put a farm on there. I'm thinking I won't get much food out of it because it needs Terran environment to produce a lot of food. So I'm down about 1,100 and I want to have enough food for about 2,000 population. What we do is we go into the services tab, set up a new trade route, and now this kicks us out into the galaxy so that we can pick which planet to trade with. You obviously can't trade with yourself. None of these other planets are colonized. You can change system, and I can pick Terra Prime, which is where all of our food production's going on. So now that I've set up the trade route, I can pick what material I want to trade. You can pick between 4 materials. There's metal, energy, food, and population. The 4 like core planet materials. So I want to send food. I don't want to export it to Terra Prime. I want to import it, so you can change the direction of your trade route. And I just want to increase that to about 2,000. I might make food actually count up in 10s instead of 1s, just to speed that up. There we go. So now I'm importing about 2,000 food per turn, and if I go to Terra Prime, and check on its trade routes, it's exporting 2,000 per turn. So this line here indicates that I've got a trade route set up, and the line is solid and white if there's nothing wrong with it, but it can also, it'll change color to indicate if there's a problem with your trade route. So I'll show you an example of a problem with the trade route now. So let's say I want to send something to this planet. Say I want to send all of my metal there. No, let's pick energy. So that planet has a bit of an energy shortage. I'm going to send it some energy. Okay, so this is turned purple to indicate that there's a problem. This trade route is unsustainable. It will eventually run out, and that's telling me that because I'm now on -8 per turn energy production. So this is going to start every turn eating into the planetary reserves. This means that trade route is fine, but it's going to run out. And you can see that on the main galaxy map. So if you have a lot of trade routes set up, you've got your empire set up, very nice little complicated network of trades, you'll see immediately if there's a problem. So if I put that up further, it'll eventually tell me, yep, there's a problem, you're running low, you've only got enough for a few more turns, and then it'll shut down. And again on the galaxy screen you can see that problem. If I bring this up enough, or skip ahead a few turns, it's now orange to tell me you've only got 1 turn left, and this is to tell you it's empty. It's and now the trade route will restart as soon as it gets enough resources built up on the planet, but until then it's not going to be running. So if you're relying on that energy, you're a bit screwed. Let's see, we can just delete that from there because we don't actually need it. So this is one of the features that's coming in the next big update. Another one is we're actually going to clean up this UI here. The system view right now has this big dead space at the bottom because there's only so much space that your planets can actually take up, and we're currently not using this for much except for these little placeholder buttons. This one to open the fleet that's at the system, and this one is a shortcut into your shipyard. So if you check out the devblog, further down in the devblog we have a little mock-up UI of what we're going to do with this. But essentially we're going to put in a stats tab. We're going to put in like several different tabs here that you can switch between, and they display different stats. So one of them will have your planetary stats and any special things like this system's in a nebula, any effects that it might have, anything special about the system, and then a shortcut to all of your trade routes so that you can tweak them without having to go into the planet screen every time. And then we have a ships tab, which will be much like this, but smaller, more compact, and it'll be inside this menu. So instead of anytime you've got ships at a star system, you won't interact with them by opening the fleet tab like this. You will go into your into the system, and there'll be a list of them there. That'll function the same way as the the ship window currently does. So you can select and deselect, and if you have any selected, then it will show you this range system so that you can pick where you want them to go. That fixes a problem that we previously had where when people were zoomed out, sometimes you couldn't click on the star system because it's obscured by a fleet. So now what's going to happen is you'll access the ships through this if they're docked in a star system. Otherwise, when you send them somewhere, they will go immediately one turn. So these guys would be here. Hopefully that should fix the overlap problem, and this new UI will look an awful lot better, be a lot more functional, and it'll tie in very nicely with our trade route system. And after that, we're going to be working on the diplomacy system, and we have a few ideas for that we wanted to run by you guys. So if you just check out our Steam forum, we have a new thread up full of a few ideas that wanted to run by people. Things like, we want to know whether you think we should let people set up trade routes with alien nations, how that should be controlled, could you use it as a form of economic warfare, things like that. So thanks for checking out the update. See you guys later.